2. Alright, the next one, 3. That's a steal. So if I want to steal, I can just be like, I'm gonna pay 2. I'm gonna steal from you. Thank you. Yeah, that's the 3. Okay. Next one is the 4. The 4. This one is an AoE card. This one is pretty much you pass one card to the player to your left, clockwise, of course. So I'd be like, I don't want this 4. You can have it. And you might be like, oh, I don't want this card. You can have it. And you might be like, oh, I don't want this card. You can have it. And I don't want this card. You can have it. I'm like, oh, thanks. All right, that's the 4. Next one, 5. This is the army of zombies. All right, so how the army of zombies works is if it's down, flipped. If it's an AoE card, me and my teammate have to pay a total value of 5, okay? So let's look through my hand. Now, I mean, of course, I can always just pay the 5, and my teammate doesn't have to pay anything because we've added up the 5, okay? Now let's pretend these two fools here are trying to pay it, and let's say, oh, he only has a 4, and this guy only has a 3, okay? They can't equal the 5. You can't pay the 5. You must pay an amount higher than the 5. So if you can't pay a 5, you gotta pay a 6. You can't pay a 6, you gotta pay a 7. And in this case, they can only pay a 7. Now instead of putting this on the discard, they would keep the cards they played and put them in their damage markers. Or meters. Markers, what the hell am I smoking? Damage meters, okay? I hope that makes sense. So basically, you either don't match the 5, then the next number you match up, you're gonna have to pay with damage. So make sure you keep low cards in your hand for this card, okay? Alright, the next one is the 6. This one is the sex card. Alright, so if a 6 is flipped down, I would have to flip the deck. If it's red, I heal. So let's pretend this is my damage meter right here. I would heal as 9, okay? Now if it's a black card, that's not a black card. If it's a black card, you would take that black card into your damage meter. Alright, so that's sex. Now we've got 7. The Reign of Heaven, one of the strongest cards in the game. So how this card works is that it's a choice card. So you gotta, if I want to use it, I'd have to pay 2 to use it. Alright. Now how this card works is that it can do 2 things. It can either heal me and my teammate. So let's pretend this fool here, my teammate, has damage of 8, okay? If I play that 7, it can heal both our damage cards off us. Boom, we're healed. Or it can be offensive, and I can make the other 2 players, these 2 here, draw a card. So he'll draw 1, and he'll draw 1. They'll flip it, and they'll take it in their damage meters. Okay? So you can use this card offensively or defensively. It's up to you. Next card we have is the 8. This is also a luck card. So how this one works is once you see it, you have to flip a card. If it's between 2 or 7, you'll lose a card. If it's between 9 and ace, you get a card. And if it's between an 8, or sorry, if it's an 8, you must destroy one of your buffs to heal. Okay, so let's see what I get. A king, that's between 9 and 8, so I gotta draw a card to my hand. Yay. Okay. Alright, the next card is a 9. 9. This is Russian roulette. So, notice how this 9 is clubs. So, when it's put down, I need to start playing clubs. If I can play a club, I'll pass the roulette to the next person. He's got to play a club, and he's got to play a club, and he's got to play a club. Whoever runs out of clubs has to take this 9 into their damage meter. So let's say, oh wow, I'd have to pay with an ace. Ugh, that sucks. I'd pay with this. Let's pretend he doesn't have any more clubs here, okay? He has no more clubs. He'd have to take that 9 into his damage meter. Alright, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty expensive card to pay, but it's also a really high damage card, so you don't really want it. Alright, the next one, 10. The 10 is a choice card. You can pay 2 to steal a card from anyone. Or destroy a buff, sorry, not steal. That's 3 is steal a card. 10 is destroy a buff. So I can pay 2 to destroy someone's buff. Let's pretend this guy out here has a buff right here. I can pay 2, destroy it. Okay? What? That's not a buff actually. Whoops. Okay, let's find a real buff so it looks authentic. Whew. Okay, let's start over. Bam! Destroying your buff. Alright, I've destroyed his ace. I am the man. I am the man. Yeah. Alright. Next card. We're almost done. Jack. Jack of all trades. Everyone can trade cards with one another. And by one another, I mean your own teammate. So, I can trade with him. You can trade with me. And they can trade cards with each other. Here, you can have that. Well, thanks, Joe. You can have that. Cool. Alright. This one is the Queen. This one is a very kind of a complicated card. I'll try to explain it briefly. So, when it's played down, you have to flip a card, right? You have to flip a card, and you have to match that card. So right now, oh, I can't match it. So if I can't match that card, I'll have to take it into my damage meter. Now let's pretend that the 9, I flipped the 9, right? And oh shoot, let's pretend I'm able. Oh, what the? I can match it. I would be able to take the most recent buff underneath that Queen. Okay, so let's look through the deck. Alright. So here's the Queen. Next one, Ace. I can keep this Ace into my hand. Alright. So basically what I'm saying is this card, whoa, sorry about the camera. This card, if you can match the Queen's flip, you get healed, or a buff. You can't match it, you take the damage. Well, sorry for the word problems. Okay. Alright. Next one is the King. This one is King Kong, alright? So, how King Kong works is that me and my teammate need to pay a value of 15 or higher to defeat King Kong. If we can't defeat King Kong for any reason, then whoever flips the King, which was me, right? I would have to take that Whopper King in my damage meter. That's a lot of damage. I'd be at that's 10 damage already. So you really want to defeat King Kong. So, but luckily I have an ace. That's a value of 10 in this game, and my teammate has a value of no, don't be that. 5. 15. So King Kong is vanquished. Afterwards, whoever defeated and fought King Kong can draw a card. So since we both fought, we can both draw a card. So one for me, one for you, and everyone's happy, okay? And now the last fate card is the Ace. This one's pretty simple. When it's played, everyone can draw a card. So you can draw a card, you can draw a card, and you can draw a card. Okay? Well, that's all for the fate cards. Alright, so let's go over the buff cards. There are 4 buff cards, alright? We have the Jack, the Queen, the King, and the Ace. Alright, so, first off, the Jack and King are both instant cards. They can be used right away as soon as you play them, okay? The Queen and Ace are both 1 turn wait cards, so you have to wait 1 whole turn before you can use these 2. Alright, so let's start with the Jack. The Jack is a dodge card. So let's pretend someone goes, "Hey Tony, I'm gonna attack you with the